Good morning, everyone. This is Jerry Lowery. I'm with my wife, Tracey, today. Welcome to another episode of Cooking with a Coach. Tracey, welcome. I know you see me quite often. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So we're going to go at it. We're going to cook some cauliflower and some beef steak mixture. We're going to mix it up, a little stir-fry stuff, put some garlic in it, and then we're going to look at some potatoes, some old-fashioned potato candy that if we have time today, for my grandmother showed me how to make this many, many years ago. It used to be one of my favorite desserts. So we're going to do that. So we're going to get started. I'm going to get Tracey started right off the bat. Tracey, we need to cut up some of the cauliflower and make it smaller. We don't really need all the big stems and things like that. And while she's doing that, I'm going to get this oven started here, this hot plate. And I'm going to take some vegetable oil and just drop it in. And you don't need a lot. Cover the bottom of the pan, if you will. And while she's cutting up the cauliflower, and you could probably break it up, make it a little quicker, I'm going to just cut some of these beef. So we took a piece of steak and cut it up, and we're just going to cut it up in a little, continued on just a little more, little bite-sized chunks, if you will, to put in the stir-fry, make the stir-fry, and make it a little bit easier to eat and function. What'd you say?
I said it's popping everywhere.
There you go. Well, it's a lot of times cauliflower is easy enough. You can just do it with your hands. With it a lot of times. All right, I'm going to throw some of this steak in here, and we're going to let it start frying. And we're going to start hearing the sizzle now. We're going to continue to do that. We'll just throw them in there, and I'll spread them out and cut them up as we go. We want to get these going pretty good, and then we're going to get these done. And then we're going to throw the cauliflower in there. But you can see this is frying up real good. Watch that popping, Tracey, a little bit. Might hurt you a little bit. But we're going to cut this up. It's real easy. We took a steak and just did that. Just in bite-sized chunks, or you can leave them in strips. Whatever's good for you, whatever you like is real easy. We're going to just spread that around as it's frying up. Tracey's got the cauliflower in pieces. We're going to make it a little quicker as this is cooking. You can see that it's browning up real good. It does not have to be completely done, because by the time we get this cooked, it's going to be done. We'll stir that around a little bit. I'm going to help with the cauliflower some, and we're going to crank that up even a little bit higher. And we're just going to start throwing that in. I like to take the stems off, and we're just going to start dropping the cauliflower. And you can see it's real simple. There's not a lot of
Probably cook better if it's smaller.
It does cook better if it's smaller, get a little browned up and things like that, but it still turns out real good. I don't like a lot of the long stems. I like to cut them off. It just seems like it tastes better to me, but we're going to continue to drop these in here.
Do you want me to start cutting them?
And fry them up. We'll just do some more of the cauliflower. We're doing that. It's happening pretty quick. We've got that. Yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff happening here in the pan. Cauliflower's cooking, frying up. And I'm just going to stir this around a little bit as this happens. You can see that that's going to brown up pretty good. And we'll see. Tracey, how you doing over there?
I'm doing great.
All right, that's good. Now you can chop up the onions.
Is that enough? Is that all you want?
Yeah, that's fine. You can always add more to it. Always add more cauliflower to that. If we can get that frying up. This is a pretty good meal. One thing that you can do with this dish is take the cauliflower. If you're a vegetarian, I've got some friends of mine that are vegetarians, and they've quit eating meat. You can fry this up with the cauliflower and not the meat, and leave the meat out. And you can also substitute a lot of it. You could put chicken. On the way down, I asked Tracey, what about if we did shrimp? And I don't know how that would taste. I've never tried it, but I got to thinking, what's the different kind of meats that you could do with this dish? And it's almost unlimited what you can do with this dish. We'll stir this around a little bit, just let it keep frying. But the cauliflower by itself, with the seasoning that we're about to put in, really turned out well. The first time we did this, Tracey and I really experimented on this dish to taste it and see, because I was unsure of just the cauliflower by itself. But with all the seasoning and stuff, it really tasted well. It tasted good. So I decided, let's see what kind of meats and stuff we can put in there and make this a really good dish. So you could really, you can throw the onions in there. If you're a vegetarian, a lot of people are going that way. You can just do away with the meat and do this same thing with the cauliflower and use just the cauliflower and then the seasoning that we're about to put in, and it really turns out to be a pretty good dish to share and eat and have a meal. You can see we don't, and this is really a cheap meal. We've probably, and I like going cheap sometimes. When you make a meal, you can see what's here. We probably have what, $8-10 in this right now. With the meat plus the cauliflower and the onions and some of this other stuff here, and it's pretty good. We want to use about a couple tablespoons of soy sauce, and I'll just kind of do that here. I don't like measuring too much. I just kind of like throwing it in there. But my wife said I need to behave while I'm on the show and make sure that I do it right. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I really just like to just kind of do that thing.
Well, I think we need some more onions.
And do with that. You can put more onions in. The good thing is you really can't mess it up. If you don't like onions, guess what, folks? Don't put onions in there. If there's a taste that you like, then you do that as well. Also, we want to put in some minced garlic. You can take garlic clove and chop it up if you like to do it that way. But we're going to do it this way, just a couple tablespoons of the minced garlic, and that gives it a really good flavor. And now I'm just going to let this continue to fry and stir all this up, all this mixture. And you can see that it's a pretty good, you can continue to give some onions. We're being a little shy on the onions here.
Well, do we have
Give me some greens and stuff. Go with that, go up through there. That's all edible and it's all good. She's been a little chintzy with the onions, folks, so, but that's all right. You can see this is turning out to be a pretty good looking dish. The onions give a little bit of color to it as well. And we're going to add some hot sauce to it in a minute to give it a little more spicy talk. And one thing about that, the good thing about this dish is, however you like it, if you like it a little bit hotter, you can use more type of sauces that have heat in it. You can add jalapeno peppers to it. If you want to get crazy, you can do some habanero peppers and make it a little bit hotter. But that's your choice. Whatever your family likes, that's what I suggest that you do. You can see this is coming out pretty good. This is really doing well, and we're getting close to honestly being finished.
When do you put the sriracha sauce?
We're going to do that. We're going to put the sriracha hot sauce or any kind of hot sauce in it shortly before we get ready to serve it. But we'll plate this up in a minute. But you can see this is pretty good. And I know you can't smell it where you're at due to TV. They need to do that one day, Tracey. Come up with some technology to that you could, they do everything else with technology. Maybe you could smell through the TV. But it really smells up the studio here. And it smells pretty good. You smell that garlic?
Mm-hmm. Smells good.
It does smell good, and it's looking pretty good as well. We've got still a lot of cauliflower. You could have made a monster meal out of this for a lot of people. This is enough probably for, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4. Sir, how much would you say serving wise with that?
4 people could eat it. Small.
Tracey, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you? I know you have a job. Where do you work at?
I am the librarian at White County Middle School in Sparta, Tennessee.
And that's the camera we're looking at if you're talking to the people out there.
I understand that's the camera. I'm a little camera shy right now, but that's okay. But I've lived in Sparta all my life, and 54 years to be exact. I've been there all my life, and I love it.
And you put up with me how long?
33 years.
She said, she looked at, too long is what she was wanting to say, but we've been married 33 years. We've got 2 boys, and but anyway, that's what we're doing, and we're cooking this right now, and it's turning out pretty good. It really smells good. I'm going to add this. I'm going to add the sauce. We use the sriracha hot chili sauce, and once again, this is to your taste. Whatever you decide. If you would like it hotter, just go with it. If you don't want it as hot, that's all right too. But I'm going to be a little liberal with it and just give it a little bit, and then we're going to stir that up. Tracy, if you'll stir that up, and just see, and then when we decide color-wise, looking at it, how we think we might want it. But you can't really go wrong with it. So once again, and I want to stress this. The original recipe that we saw with this was just the cauliflower by itself. And so once again, if you don't like meat or you want to try to pull away from the meat or the red meats, throw chicken in there. Or if you want completely meatless, do the cauliflower and the onions and the sauces, and it really turns out good. It really is a good tasting dish. You could also throw, you could use fajitas if you wanted to, and use them like a fajita thing, or even a taco filling, a burrito type dish. There is so much that you could do with this dish it's really smelling good.
Broccoli, you could put broccoli in it too, probably.
Broccoli. We like to add, what is the other stuff we put in stir fry? So carrots sometimes.
Eggs.
Eggs to make it more of a
I
Asian.
think we could have used more cauliflower in this one.
Yeah, but we could have had more cauliflower in this one, but that's all right.
It does look really good.
It really does look good. If you're looking, and I know you're looking at it at the camera, this is really a good, easy dish. You can see we made this. There was not a lot of prep time to it. We did already have the steak cut up, but you get you a steak. You can also purchase it already made up like that, but already cut up for you, the stir fry. But you can take a steak, any kind, your choice of meat, slice it up, throw it in there, and it really turns out good, and it's really smelling good. All right, what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this off. We're going to let it fry out just a little bit longer.
You need a plate?
And then we're going to, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to set this off to the side right now in this plate here, and we'll let it just cool down like that, and then we'll try some of that in it. We'll plate that up and get me a. Now here it is. I'll get me something I can move this out of the way. We're going to cut that off. We don't need that right now, and we'll just set that off to the side. Then I'm going to move this out of the way, Tracy, for right now. And now we're going to make something that's a little bit of desserty. And I need some peanut butter. And I'm going to pull this. I need me a bowl, Tracy. If you grab me a bowl up there, one of them glass bowls, okay, where they can see through it. What we're going to do now, I've got a potato, and for sake of time, we took. That one's fine.
This one?
Maybe a little bigger because that powdered sugar kind of takes it over. For the sake of time, what I've done, I've just kind of boiled a potato. Now, listen to me. I'm going to stress this over and over during this little thing. This is old-fashioned potato candy that my grandmother used to make. And listen to me. I want to stress again. Use a small potato. If you use a large potato, you're going to need like 50 pounds of powdered sugar. And I'm not right. You're probably getting out of camera. Stay over here with us. Anyway, what I want to do is first off just take some. We're going to get some powdered sugar. Can't even find it. And this potato has been boiled. I think I'm in the right, and I know that looks a little crazy, but we're just going to take that, and I'm literally just going to use a little of the powdered sugar at first, and we're going to just try to mix this up, and I'll show you the finished product in a little bit, because this is something that you have to pre-make. Probably need to get just a little bit of water, Tracy. I've got a little water somewhere that I brought with me, and well, it's kind of, you'll see it's kind of mixing up. And
I've got a spoon.
I've got a spoon here with it that I'm using.
Here you go.
We'll try a spoon. I'm going to try to keep out of your way as well. But you'll see that this potato starts turning into a liquid form, if you will. Tracy, if you'll get me a piece of aluminum foil, and we'll just set it down here on this thing, or we can doing on this. You can see now that I'm going to have a lot more powdered sugar. So you can see that small potato is literally turned into almost a liquid form.
Is that enough?
Yes. And I'm just going to put just a drop of lemon, just a little lemon, vanilla flavor. And we're going to do that and just mix it up. Now we're going to continue to add the powdered sugar, and it takes a lot. That's why I said if you use a big old giant potato to do this, you're going to need tons of powdered sugar because it really eats it up. This is a dessert that I like. However, it's really rich and it's really sweet, and you don't want to be eating probably a whole bunch of this, and it's going to turn into almost like a cookie dough mixture, if you will. You can see it kind of forming up, and I might have used too much powdered sugar, but that's all right. It's going to make it. It's falling into place right now, and I'm just making a very small one, and I'm going to show you the finished product because I made one earlier because you have to chill it. So, and for the sake of the magic of TV, we'll pull one out in a minute that's been chilled a little while, and you'll see why in a second. So when we slice it up, see, it's still a little sticky, and it's getting there. We're getting close.
That's a lot of sugar.
There's a lot of sugar in this. That's one thing that I made the mistake earlier today as I was going over this again at the house. I really used too big a potato, and that's why I'm saying this over and over again. And I literally used 2.5 boxes of the powdered sugar. You remember she said, really? So and it is. It soaks it up. So use a small potato, unless you're wanting to make enough for an army. But I'm just telling you, be very soft and cautious on the size of potato that you use. Now, Tracey, I want to pull that over here where they can see it. And I'm just gonna take a little powdered sugar and just spread it out like that, and then all I'm going to do is just take this. It's a dough. It's like a dough mixture right now, and you can see. And I'm just going to flatten this out. There is a lot of people that say you need to take it and roll it out and things like that. But I'm just going to take it. And this is what my grandma used to do. I called her my little granny, and she would just take it and flatten it out. It's real simple. Put a little more powdered sugar in there. Keep it from sticking. If it's sticking to you, if it's a little too sticky, just use a little more powdered sugar. And then what you do after that is, my hands are dirty, but that's all right. We just take a little bit of peanut butter, and I'm just going to take some peanut butter, and I'm just going to spread it on this. This is just as simple as you get. Right here, we're just going to spread it out. I did see an interesting variation of this. I saw a person that took half of this. They put peanut butter on half, and they put chocolate spread on the other half, and made it like a peanut butter and chocolate potato candy type dessert. I've never tried that, never did it, but we've got this here right now. We're just doing the peanut butter action with that. So, and what you do after that is, if this, I hope this works right on camera, you're just going to roll this up. We're literally just going to roll this up and just continue. It works a little better with wax paper, but that's all right. I'm holding the aluminum foil so it won't fly off on me. And you'll see that I've now just got it into like a deal like that. Now, I usually take the wax paper and fold it into it and just hold it up and hold it together. And that way you've got something that you can put in the refrigerator. Now, when that is done, this is about, you want to refrigerate it about 30 minutes to an hour. It calls for an hour. If you leave it in there longer, that's okay as well. And so then what you would do after that is this. I use that for the, let me see your.
Oh, I cut onions with it.
Well, you know what? I cook meat with that, but that's okay. All right. What I'm going to do is you just slice it now in whatever slices you want. And once it hardens, it's really good. I'm just going to cut that in half, and And I hope you can see that on camera. Where we rolled it up, that's what you get. You get the peanut butter and the sugar, and it's a pretty good hard thing. And my granny would just cut them in little slices like that, and then she would set them out on a plate, and we would just chow down the family. That's one thing that, I guess many years ago, everybody had access to potatoes, and they was always there. And I don't know who invented to come up with potato candy, but I know that when I tell people, have you ever ate potato candy before? They say, I've never heard of potato candy. And then I'll make this, and they really like it. So that is potato candy, and I've not tried any, but here we go.
Let me have a bite.
Just like Granny used to make. She taught me well. It's one thing I always like when cooking shows, they taste it on air, and then you see stuff flying all out of their mouths and things like that. But I think it's quite funny. Potato candy, it's really good. If you like peanut butter and you like sugar, you like this. I would like to try it with a chocolate in it one time and just get that chocolatey peanut butter kind of taste. One more thing I want to do, Tracy, let's give me a little plate right here. And I just want to plate this up. I know we don't have a big old fancy plate, but I'll move that out of the way right there. We're going to just put a little here. There it is. We're going to take this right here and we're going to plate it up. And that looks pretty good.
It does look good.
If I cook that at home for my family, sometimes they would come home and go, "Wow, that's really good, Dad." This is good stuff. Once again, we took steak, sliced it up. We fried cauliflower with stir fry. We added onions, some soy sauce, some sriracha hot sauce, any kind of hot sauce, minced garlic, and anything else did we add into that? That's good. The onions.
Did we put the lime?
We didn't put the lime. It called for lime juice. I forgot to spread a little lime juice, but that's all right. It'll give it a little more help with the acid, but that's okay. We've done that, and that is that. And we also made potato candy like Grandma used to make. Tracey, thank you for your help. Any comments about any of this? How'd you like the peanut butter, the potato candy?
It was good. It was very sweet, but it was good.
She told me coming down here, she said, they shouldn't call that potato candy because there's not a lot of potato in it, but there's a lot of sugar in it. So, and it is made out of potato and sugar, so I said, it works out potato candy. Once again, if you do this and try this at home, don't use a giant potato because you see what we made here. That's enough for a few people. But if you're going to make a whole bunch of it, you're going to need a whole lot. I don't know how much a whole lot is because you got to make this into a dough form. You're going to use a lot of powdered sugar if you do that. Anyway, thank you for watching. My co-host today, my wife, Tracey Lowery. This is Jerry Lowery. We've made cauliflower steak stir fry and potato candy. Thank you for watching Cooking with a Coach, and tune in to Ben Lomond TV to watch more great episodes of not only Cooking with a Coach, but all the other shows that they present in our surrounding counties. And we thank you for watching Ben Lomond TV. God bless everybody.